and welcome to my channel. Today I've got a new piercing video for you. Obviously, you could tell by the title. But yeah, I've really been into wearing spirals lately, and my two favorite types of material for spirals are wood or glass. You also have acrylic ones, a lot of acrylic ones, but acrylic irritates my piercings, so I'm just not going to even put those in the equation, because for me those are just not useful, and I don't own any because I just know that my piercings are going to hate me for it. So yeah, but I just thought it might be useful to help you sort of decide what works well for your piercings and what you might want to purchase if you want to purchase some spirals in terms of material. So yeah, let's get started. So for a start, let's compare the two types of materials. For a start, let's talk about the surface. Obviously, glass has a very smooth surface because it's glass. It's basically impenetrable by liquids. It's not going to suck up moisture. And if you pull it through your piercing, it's probably just going to go very smoothly because there's literally nothing that can grip onto anything. Whereas with wood, it's more of a matter of it does actually absorb water. It does absorb sweat potentially as well. And it's not rough because obviously they sand it really smoothly, but it is a little bit more, I don't know, like it pulls the skin a little bit more. So what I like to do when putting them in is put a little bit of oil on them so they just slide through my stretches smoothly rather than getting stuck on the skin a little bit. And practically that just sort of means that, well, like I said, if you use glass you can just shove it through the stretch with no extra help. And with wood I would recommend using some form of lubricant like oil. I usually just use a cuticle oil. Just in order to make it go smoothly. Also, one thing with like the whole sucks up moisture thing of wood, I have heard, like I haven't experienced it personally, but I've heard from other people that wood can actually get stuck in a fresh stretch. So if you just stretch your piercings, I would totally recommend using metal or glass in your stretch and not wood, because as far as I've heard, it can get stuck in the stretch. The wood can get stuck in the stretch and it's just a messy situation. I don't know how bad it is. I don't know how difficult it is to get it loose again. And that's just something I'm not going to test out for you because I'm not a masochist. I don't want to pain myself. So yeah, just be safe and don't use wood in your stretch piercings unless they've already healed after like a week or four since you've stretched them. Just to be on the safe side. Another thing that's a big difference is the difference in weight. Obviously wood is very light. Well, I mean, it wasn't obvious to me before I bought it, but it just really, it's stunning. Like, it's so light. It basically weighs basically nothing. You don't feel them in your ears, even though these are, I hope you can tell, quite big. I can't really feel them in my ears because they're so light. Like, they don't weigh anything, whereas glass is a lot more dense and a lot more heavy. So if you actually want to stretch your piercings a little bit more, glass might actually be more useful for that, just because it weighs a lot more. So, you know, it's a lot more heavy. It's a lot more of a weight in your ear, so it is going to stretch your piercing more than wood, because wood is just not going to drag on the ear and stretch it. It's just going to be there and exist and be, you know, perfectly happy. Whereas glass is going to pull and might actually make your piercing stretch a little bit more. You can actually also feel glass in the piercings a little bit more. So some people might find it uncomfortable to wear glass. Personally, I don't really mind weight in my ears. Like before, I had stretches, always used to wear really heavy earrings as well. But it is also something to keep in mind. And to prove the point of the weight even more, I have this scale that's actually meant for the leathers. It's actually my mother's. It's really old. Not the point though. It's perfect to weigh jewelry as well. So here we have the wooden jewelry. As you can see, if my camera decides to focus at least. The scale is on 0 now, and with the wooden jewelry on it, it's only slightly above 0. It's like, this thing weighs almost, just basically it weighs next to nothing, literally. And that opposed to the glass jewelry, which as you can tell weighs approximately twice as much as the wooden jewelry. And then obviously, lastly, the difference between the two materials is the looks of them. You know, some people are going to like glass more, some people are going to like wood more, or some people are going to be like me. Wow, the sun is popping out. And like both, I personally really love both looks, but I gotta admit that me personally, when I go for a more modern or more rock chic-ish look, I tend to go for gloss, whereas if I want to go for a more classic look, well, there's nothing vintage about stretches really, but like if I'm wearing more of a vintagey outfit like today, I prefer to use wood just because I feel like it's just a little bit more soft in looks. I don't know, I just feel like it fits better. But that's just up to personal preference, because in the end it's jewelry, and the whole point of jewelry is that you need to like just find it pretty on yourself. That's to me at least the whole point of jewelry. I need to like it myself, so in the end I think the best thing to do is to just pick whatever you feel looks good. So yeah, in conclusion, the preference between wood or glass is in the end completely personal. But I do hope that my information concerning the, the feel of the material and the weight of it is going to help you if you're trying to decide what sort of material to buy, or you could just buy both and yeah, just have both options available. My piercings, by the way, are all purchased usually at All Over Piercings, but they didn't have these spirals, so I bought these at... I totally can't remember, but I'll put it below the video. Oops. Anyway, yeah. But one other thing I want to tell you is always try to go for good quality material. That's just really the one thing to always keep in mind. Try to go for good quality material, because whatever option you pick, you don't want to get glass that's very, very breakable. Like this is really strong stuff. I've actually dropped these and they didn't break. And also, I live in the Netherlands and I ordered them all the way from the USA and they survived the journey. So, they're strong. And the same goes for wood spirals. Of course, wood is a little bit like, of course, you don't need to drop these on a very hard floor. Oops, or smack them against each other. But like I said, they're pretty sturdy. And you don't want to bend wood too far, because, it is in fact a natural material. So it might actually break. So, be gentle with your jewelry is what I'm trying to say basically here. But yeah, quality just does make a difference. A good quality piece of jewelry is going to look prettier and usually will also be more durable. So to me it's always worth it to invest into jewelry. Yeah. So yeah, that's basically the conclusion of my video. I hope it was useful to you. If you enjoyed it, please click the like button, it would really help me out. And if you want to see more of my videos, I actually mostly focus on makeup tutorials, but still, you can always subscribe to my channel. For now at any rate, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and I hope to see you next time. Bye!